everyone, welcome to another Finally Friday. This week I'm going to be creating another Valentine's Day card. Big surprise. And I'm actually going to be using some American Crafts details, adhesive layered embellishments kind of as an inspiration. I really love these and I thought, I wonder if there's a way that I could sort of create my own that's similar, you know, with some different layering effects and things like that. So I'm going to be using some punches and some different colored paper to just try to emulate the idea behind these details. So just, you know, to see if I can make my own, kind of as a challenge to myself. So let's start with that. I'm going to be using as my card base a craft card. This is the same type of Hero Arts card that I used in last week's Finally Friday video. And I wanted to use the same type because you get 8 in a pack, and so I want to show you different ways you can use the same card base. And craft is a great neutral, so it's really easy to come up with ideas for it. I'm also going to be using some American Crafts cardstock. Not too long ago, I think it was maybe in the summer, or maybe a little bit before, I'm not entirely sure, they came out with a line of cardstock, and this is their Valentine's Day colors, and I thought it'd be perfect for this, you know, considering it's Valentine's Day. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Fisker's Heart Scallop Punch, if you can see that. I'm going to punch out a heart really fast, but I'm actually going to punch out 2 hearts because I need one as sort of a template to use. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip a step and I'm going to go to this other light colored pink paper. And I'll punch one out of this color. And then I'll show you what I'm doing with it. I'm actually going to be layering the pink one on top of the dark mauve color. And so I punched out another one just so I can sort of come in here and kind of trace in kind of a shape of a heart so I can get it the right size. And so it will center within the punched heart. And I'm not being too precise because I'm actually going to use the opposite side. This is textured cardstock, so one side's more smooth than the other. So I drew on the more smooth side so that the textured side can be the side that shows. So there's that one. It's actually going to layer on top of that right there. And then I have a punch by Stampin' Up. It's this 3-heart punch. You don't have to use this punch. I'm actually going to be only using one of the hearts. You could probably trace another layer if you wanted to. And I'm just going to be punching it out of some scratch cardstock. This is one that I just got some other stuff punched out or whatever. Because I'm actually going to put some glitter on top of this one. And you'll see how I do that in a minute. I'm going to be using this little heart right here. Centers in there pretty perfectly. So I'm going to use that same bit of scratch paper and I'm just going to adhere the heart down to the scratch paper just as sort of like a way to hold it down while I put the glitter on it. So, okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. You can use whatever adhesive you want, but I'm going to use some, if I can find it, some Versamark ink and some Stampin' Up! Heat and Stick powder. You can do this with just regular glue. You want to use a liquid glue for it, so it really picks up the glitter. But I'm going to use some heat and stick powder. Okay, so I've got that Versamark on there. And I had to walk away to get my heat and stick powder, so I'm just going to put a little more Versamark just to make sure it's wet. Okay. Enough to melt. And I'm going to be putting on some glitter. And before I do that, I better get some scratch paper down to catch the glitter. Okay. This is some glitter from Around the Block. It came in a set with some flocking things and other things like that. I'm just going to press that glitter down onto it so it really sticks. Okay, I'm going to take this off screen just in case glitter flies on the table. Okay, that ought to do it. And then I should be able to peel up that right there. I can push on the glitter if it's kind of hanging off. And then adhere it with some dimensionals or foam adhesive, whatever you have on hand. Okay, so we've got this little, our little faux American Crafts details all finished. But going back to the card base, I'm going to take some self-adhesive ribbon from KI Memories, and I'm going to be putting it at the very bottom of the card. I'm actually going to just cut it a little bit overlapping, and then once I have it on the card, I'll go and trim it. And I'm going to take a stamp from October Afternoon. This stamp right here, let's see, which stamp is it? Oh, Hometown, that's what it's called. And I'm going to be using this little swirly stitch stamp. And this is when you're going to need to put the stamp face down on your work surface and then pick it up with your block so that it retains its shape. I'm using some brown chalk ink pad from Color Box. Put a little line there. And then I'm going to do another one just for some added interest, but this time I'm going to switch the, woo, that was close. Switch the stamp around so that it's a different look, and then okay, and then I'm going to be putting the heart right there, and we'll call it good. I put some foam adhesive back on it. In fact, maybe we'll put it down there. We will. And that's going to finish our card. Really easy Valentine's Day card for anyone since there's no sentiment on it. It could be for a friend or a loved one, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So hope you enjoy, and I will catch you next week. Thanks for watching.